What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we have very few Digimon cards that we still need to have a bit of a chat about from BT8, but there are still a few we do need to chat about. They are all purple Digimon. They're the only colour we haven't got to yet, and apparently not a lot of these were released or revealed before release, and I didn't even get to that many that were, so we've got 11 purple Digimon to talk about today, so we are going to have to do a little bit of a speed round. But what am I going to do? Not show you all the new Digimon cards? That doesn't sound like me, ladies and gentlemen. That doesn't sound like me. So we might as well start off at the beginning with the Digitama, having a chat about DEMUMERAMON. We got a level 2 with an inheritable skill. Once per turn, when a card is trashed from your deck, draw a card. And we all know that one of the things Purple likes to do is self-mill, and we know that one of the things they like to do is play from the trash. So if you've got a Digitama here that lets you draw every time you trash from your deck, or at least the first time every turn you do, yeah, this is brilliant. This is one of the rare Digitama that is not just going to be for really specific decks, because most of them are really specific. This is actually going to fit in a whole bunch of decks, and I'm kind of a fan, frankly. This one is cool. Now, Soulmon is an extremely good card that is going to see a whole bunch of play, because it's a free cost to play, 0 cost to Digivolve, 3000 power, all fairly standard, but it's got a static skill. On all turns, players can't reduce play costs. That's ridiculous. We've already seen that there are Digimon out there, a Tumon would be an example, that stop you gaining memory, because there are things like Darkdramon, for instance, that will essentially, it doesn't let you play it for less, but it lets you gain memory when you play it, which is a similar kind of thing. But here we're going after reducing play costs. Something like a Loosemon, when you got 10 or more cards in your trash, you reduce its play cost by 8. Oh no, you don't. And there's a million other examples. We're doing a bit of a speed round today. I cannot go through all of them. The point is, this is a phenomenal card, and it can be played by any deck as a catch-all answer to any deck that looks to reduce play costs, and there are a bunch out there. Beelstarmon is another brilliant example that just came out in BT6, because Beelstarmon reduces the play cost by 1 for every 3 Musketeer or 7 cost option card in your trash. If you are worried about any of those kind of decks, this is a phenomenal card, which is a near perfect counter. It's like we talked about with Kokuamon in Black the other day, the one that says you can't ignore Digivolution requirements. It doesn't even really matter that this is a purple card. The fact of the matter is, this is going to be a card which is brilliant in so many decks, and it literally is just going to be a case of, if you've got any deck you're worried about, and it's a deck that seeks to reduce play costs, wonderful news, play this. Laugh in your opponent's face, but if possible, try and do so at least slightly respectfully. Moving on then from that phenomenal card, we've got DEMUMERAMON, free cost to play, 0 cost to Digivolve, 2000 power, and when you play, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you add a Tamer card to your hand, and you trash a purple Digimon card among them. Well, it helps you get your Tamers, and it helps you put cards in the trash, which is going to be good for a whole bunch of stuff like we mentioned earlier, because that's what Purple likes to do. Yeah, this is a really good play skill. Plus, remember, there's lots of Purple cards that let you play cards for free. Not all of them let you keep the play skills, but if they do, this one is great. Unlike Mushroomon, Mushroomon is not great. Mushroomon is bad. And there are a couple of cards in this set that I'm not even really going to take seriously. It's just a bad card. Free cost to play normally, 0 cost to Digivolve, all nice and standard. Oh, it's got 4000 power. Well, it doesn't have a skill, and it's not cheap to play, and 4000 power, although being slightly higher than your average for a level 3, doesn't actually give you any kind of protection from Rookie Rush Hate generally, so boo! There we go. Soulmon, however, level 4, 4 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 4000 power, and it's got an inheritable skill whereby once per turn, when a card is trashed from your deck, you gain a memory. Well, I've told you that this is the kind of thing that Purple loves to do, and I've already told you about the Digitama that draws a card when this happens, and this will stack. It's once per turn, but it's once per turn per Soulmon, and it's once per turn per DEMUMERAMON, or Digimon evolved therefrom. So if I've got 3 Digimon that have gone DEMUMERAMON, Soulmon, something else, I trash 1 card from my deck, I draw 3 and gain 3 memory. This could be an engine you build up and looks very, very, very nice indeed. Now, Kogemon, I think I might have talked about before, but I couldn't find which video I'd done it in, so let me mention it briefly here now. 5 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 4,000 power. It is a dual colour purple and green, and it's got Retaliation as an inheritable skill. And honestly, the best thing about this is it means you can just casually put Retaliation into any green deck. You can have a level 3 green, Digivolve into this, and then Digivolve into a level 5 green. You can be playing just a full-on green deck, not a dual colour deck, a full mono green deck, and just whack a couple of Kogemon in. It will fit in there beautifully. Oh yeah, and then you've got Retaliation in a green deck, which I absolutely adore. Speaking of which, we've got Fangmon, a 5 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 4,000 power Digimon with Retaliation. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure about this. Because the problem is, if I want a level 4 Digimon with Retaliation, I'm going Devimon. And sure, Devimon is 1 more to play normally. Although, let's face it, I'm not really going to play it normally, am I? I'm going to be Digivolving into it. But it's also got Retaliation as an inheritable skill. And when I've got Retaliation both normally and as an inheritable skill, as far as I'm concerned, that's just a win. And that's the problem. We could also move on to BT3 and look at Saberdramon that doesn't have Retaliation itself, but does have it as an inheritable skill. And I think that's essentially the decision you're making here. Do you want Retaliation on your level 4, or do you want it as an inheritable skill that you can put onto bigger Digimon? And that's going to help you make the decision between whether you want to be playing Saberdramon or whether you want to be playing Fangmon. It really is as simple as that. However, you've also got Kogemon that's got it as an inheritable skill, and that's a dual colour Digimon, which opens up lots of other options. And I suppose I can mention the Wizardmon from EX1 that has it as a static skill, although to be fair, is more expensive to play normally, and it's got less power. But then it's got an inheritable skill. All of your Digimon with Retaliation gain Rush, which I really like. And then I just keep going, well, why am I playing Fangmon then? I think I've got better options. Sorry, Fangmon. Hey, we're not done with Retaliation yet. We've got Black Gatomon, which is a level 4. 5 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 6,000 power. No way around it, incidentally, that's very expensive. But you've got Rush, which means you can attack the turn you play it, which is great. And you've got Retaliation, which says that when you're deleted losing a battle, you delete the Digimon you're battling. It's a thing we've been talking about up till now. So here's another level 4 with Retaliation I like more than Fangmon. But having Rush now and then being able to Digivolve out of it and get Retaliation, that is a really, really nice combo that I think we can all be a little bit excited about. Karatenmon? Maybe? I mean, it doesn't really matter, it's bad. 6 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 7,000 power. And I know that the 2 cost to Digivolve is cheaper than your average level 5. That isn't lost on me, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't really care. Because there's nothing here that really makes me excited to play this card. And if you want a 2 cost to Digivolve, I mean, to be fair, we've already got Myotismon, which is exactly the same as this. And it doesn't see a huge amount of play. It's cheap, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, I, for instance, would rather have Soulmon from BT3, which admittedly has got 1,000 less power, but it's also cheaper to play, and these are the kind of Digimon, right? I'm not building my deck around them. These are Digimon that I am playing, so I can get to my bigger, better Digimon that I actually want to use more easily. Which means I'd rather have a Digimon that played cheaper as well as Digivolve cheaper. I'd rather just have Soulmon. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on then, we got a new Myotismon, and we knew we were getting a Myotismon. And what we've got here is an 8 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 8,000 power. so slightly more expensive to play, but also slightly more powerful. And when you're Digivolving, you trash the top 2 cards of your deck, and you may play 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! Oikawa from your trash without playing its memory cost. So we've got South Milling, which we know Purple are fine with, and we get to play a Tamer for free. Now, if you've forgotten about the Tamer, it's the one where, on all turns, when your Digimon with Myotismon in its name is deleted, you can suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. I should say translated proxies, and to be fair, translations from the lovely folks over at digimoncard.dev. They're awesome. So when your Digimon Myotismon in its name is deleted, you may suspend this Tamer to gain a memory. And at the end of your opponent's turn, if this Tamer is suspended, you can play a Myotismon from your trash without paying if you delete Yu-Gi-Oh! So basically, I Digivolve into Myotismon, then I play Yu-Gi-Oh! For free, then my Myotismon is deleted and I suspend to gain a memory, and then when I'm suspended, I delete it to play a Myotismon for free. Like, I cannot be the only one that thinks this is great. I did a video about Myotismon the other day where I go into a lot more detail about this combo and all the other new cards that were revealed in this set along those lines, but I'll be honest with you, this is beautiful. And this is just another reason. We knew that with all the Myotismon love in the set, there was going to be a Myotismon, but I think it's fair to say this skill is even better than we'd hoped. Now, it also has an inheritable skill on deletion. If this Digimon has Myotismon in its name, you may play a Yu-Gi-Oh! From your hand or trash, suspended, without playing its memory cost. Now, firstly, hang on a second, so you're telling me I get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For free when I Digivolve, and then again on deletion? That's a little bit nuts. Secondly, remember, at the end of your opponent's turn, if this Tamer is suspended, you can play a Myotismon by deleting it. So actually what you really want is you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Suspended. And you do. So you basically play Yu-Gi-Oh! Suspended, but then at the end of your opponent's turn, it turns into a Myotismon. Oh my goodness, this combo got a bit nuts. And then we've got one level 6 we can have a little bit of a chat about here. It is Razenmon Fury mode, which is rather lovely. And what we've got with Razenmon Fury mode here is an 11 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, all standard. 13,000 power. That is more powerful than we would generally expect. That is awesome. And at the end of your attack, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a Razenmon in your hand, ignoring its Digivolution requirements and without paying its Digivolution cost, unless you got one of those counters I mentioned earlier. I know. This is kind of ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But you kind of need to, because at the end of your turn, you trash the top card of your security stack. So what you basically get here is a really powerful Digimon that isn't any more expensive, but you lose a card from your security stack at the end of every turn, which is clearly a less than ideal scenario. But you can Digivolve into a Razenmon. So then, of course, the obvious question becomes, well, alright, Wassy, what Razenmon do we actually have? Well, in terms of actual Razenmon, just the one. The only Razenmon we have is the level 6 from BT7. Now, it is interesting this is a 5 cost to Digivolve into, so you're saving a bunch of memory, although you are going level 6 into level 6. And when Digivolving into this card from your hand, the memory cost is equal to the number of cards in your security, unless you have no security, in which case it's 1. Okay, cool. Except that's irrelevant because we're Digivolving for free. But then, once per turn, you have Digiburst up to 4. One of your opponent's Digimon loses 3,000 power for the turn for each card you chose to trash. So essentially you can Digiburst and start lowering power. At the highest tier, you Digiburst 4 and one of your opponent's Digimon loses 12,000. That's clearly huge, ladies and gentlemen. That is clearly absolutely huge. So you can basically Digivolve into this, and that's kind of awesome. But you also have an inheritable skill. When this card is trashed as a Digivolution card by Razenmon's effect, which as we've seen should be happening, unsuspend one of your Digimon, and it gains 3,000 power for the turn. Yeah. Now you're getting that great skill on Razenmon, which we all know by now is pretty good, but you're also getting to want to spend one of your Digimon and gaining power. This is cool. And this is a very obvious card. We're not looking for secret combos for this card. We're not looking to break it with weird extra tricks. This is a card that basically only exists to combo with BT7 Razenmon or any other Razenmon in the future that trashes Digivolution cards. And I am absolutely 100% totally okay with this. I have no issues whatsoever. Because you know what? This is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, fun times, ladies and gentlemen. Fun times. Loads of new Purple Digimon. And now it's over to you. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know which of these cards is your favourite. I want to know if any of these look like they could be really good. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.